Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Yasmin Gomes, and I am the marketing specialist at OmniClouds. OmniClouds is the leading provider of ICT as a service. Today, we are presenting a webinar on OmniClouds, preparing for the future of remote working, presented by our very own Vidhu Ravindran, who is our VP of Networks and Engineering. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box to your right. It's called the chat box. I'll bring them up at the end of the presentation, and we will also have time for questions at the end. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Vidhu.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar session. Myself, Vidhu Ravindran, VP of Networks and Engineering from OmniClouds. Today, we are going to discuss about OmniRemote using SASE Solution. So today's webinar agenda is to cover and discuss about impact and challenges, about security challenges, and what is SASE, what are the SASE benefits, how SASE works, why is SASE necessary, and how to adapt to SASE. What are the major impact during the COVID-19 situation? Most of the companies adapt to work from home, and employees are working from home all the time. And for that, enterprise companies have to scale up their architecture, increase the capacity to make the users work from home and to have better experience, user experience, and to have it more secure. So these are the things enterprise companies are trying to achieve to make the users work from home. Yeah. Let us discuss about the legacy security architectures challenges. So legacy architecture mainly designed to provide security for on-prem users, not designed mainly for the remote users. Okay. To manage distributed or large attack, we need more or strong protections. Traffic has to be monitored and filtered for malware implants, command and control access. Security attacks are becoming more and more sophisticated nowadays. More number of attacks like ransomware, malware attacks, malicious code attacks. For that, you need to have an updated network. Security concepts have changed. You need to have a zero trust models are needed. Phishing attacks are on the rise. So legacy firewalls are not best suited for this technology. So we have to have a design which has a zero trust models to have this work from home, users secured way of accessing the network. What are the upkeeping challenges? To have a better network, secure network, you need to have 24-hour monitoring. You need to keep upgrading your network. Exploitation risks are high when it is not updated. You need to have a recurring frequent upgrades of all units across the network. Complex security events needed in-house expertise. You need a NOC operations, SOC operations to monitor your network, monitor your security operations. And you need next generation firewall, UTMs, unified threat management devices, or cloud security, okay, to upkeep the challenges. And these are the cloud app security challenges. Most of the design network in the traditional network, you can see it's more of to control the on-prem network. Most of the firewalls are supporting the on-prem network. We need firewalls to support cloud-based application. And legacy firewalls, assumption of data on-prem is no longer valid. Need security to be integral part of the cloud solution to protect data on the cloud. Okay. And legacy appliances, again, is kind of obsolete, and it's not a business friendly anymore. So these are the cloud app security challenges. So now these all issues and challenges now can be resolved by using SASE. So what is SASE? SASE is Secure Access Service Edge, right? It's a Gartner model for streaming network access, improving security, boosting network performance, and reducing the number of vendors and devices. So SASE is basically a network architecture that rolls software-defined wide area network and security together into the cloud services. And it makes the WAN deployment simple and easier and efficient and more secure and to access applications. And it's all controlled by SD-WAN orchestration layer. And it has kind of a thin client running in the machine, which is accessing the data center application or cloud application using and controlled by an orchestration layer in a very secured way. What are the SASE benefits? There are a lot of benefits from SASE. SASE cuts complexity and cost. Enterprise deals with a fewer vendors. The amount of hardware required in the branch and other branches have declined. Number of agents in the machines or end user devices have reduced or decreased. IT executives can centrally set policies. They can manage the policies from the centralized management platforms in the cloud. End users have the same level of experience regardless of what resources they need and where they are located, right? SASE also simplifies the authentication process by applying appropriate policies, and security is increased because policies are equally enforced regardless of where users are located. And SASE supports zero trust networking, which bases access on user, device, and application, not location or IP address anymore. And more type of end users like employees or partners or contractors or customers can gain access without the risk than the traditional secure network. What are the SASE challenges? So Gartner lists several hurdles for adoption of SASE. Some of the services could come up short initially because they are implemented by providers with backgrounds with either networking or security background, their lack of experience or expertise. Initial SASE offerings may not be designed for the cloud native because they are legacy vendors, not experienced for cloud. They are experienced with on-prem hardwares. And similarly, legacy hardware device vendors may lack experience with inline proxies, which is needed for SASE. And some traditional vendors may not or have lack of experience in evaluating the context, which could limit the ability of the context evaluation decisions. And due to SASE's complexity, it is important that providers have well-integrated features, not ones that are stitched together. Okay, these are the challenges. What is the SASE methodology and how it works or how it is made? If you see, we had network as a services, right? Consist of SD-WAN, CADN, WAN optimization, network as a service, bandwidth aggregators, network vendors. And we had network security as a service with security, CASB solution in the cloud, ZTNA, firewall as a service, DNS, etc., etc. These all are converged into secured access service edge, which is SASE. So, which is actually a merged of a network and network security, right? And SASE framework is designed to allow enterprise security professionals to apply identity and context in order to specify the exact level of performance, reliability, security, and cost desired for every network sessions. Okay. So why is SASE necessary? So if you see, Gartner says that more of traditional enterprise data centers functions are now hosted outside the data center. And it's all more of SaaS kind of application and cloud storage and cloud dependent, right? Remote users commonly connect via VPNs and require firewalls at each locations or individual devices. Traditional models have them to authenticate to centralized security, then grant access, and it is more of complex and having more of delay. So when it comes to SASE version is all about the cloud-based, defined and managed by software and as distributed POPs, ideally are located near enterprise data centers, branches, devices, and employees. Numerous POPs are crucial to ensuring that as much as enterprise traffic as possible directly access the SASE network, avoiding the public internet's latency and security issues. So SASE is designed to access from anywhere, anytime, without any edge devices, with a thin client, with a secured way accessing your data center or the cloud applications uh, uh, in a very simple way, and which is a secured way. This is one of the use case. So if you see a sales guy going to a coffee shop, accessing his office CRM system or ERP solution, using the public internet from the coffee shop, and this is automatically controlled and secured by SASE. Once he connects to the SASE using the SASE client, connecting to the SASE platform, it is automatically getting secured, and it gets a priority for the traffic, and there is some acceleration on the network, optimizing the network and to improve the performance. And there is a security component which makes the malware inspection, DLP, and it detects and prevents potential infections and data loss and malicious activity. Internet browsing might be given a lower priority, but still secured using DLP and software web gateway. Finally, Wi-Fi protection would protect sitting in the public Wi-Fi network. So what is this firewall as a service and security broker? Firewall as a service is like firewall in the cloud, right? It's in a traditional network, you have firewalls in each edge locations or in a data center. But when it comes to firewall as a service, it is operated from the cloud model, where you get firewall as a part of the SASE platform. Makes it easier for enterprise to manage the security of the network, set uniform policies, spot anomalies, and quick make changes. CASB is nothing but cloud access broker, security broker. As more and more corporate systems move to SaaS applications, authentication access becomes increasingly important. CASBs are used by enterprise to make sure the security policies are applied consistently, even when the services themselves are outside the sphere of control. With SASE, the same portal employees use to get their corporate system is also a portal to all the cloud applications they have access, including the CASB. Traffic does not have to be routed outside the system to separate CASB services. Gateways and network access. Secure web gateway. So in today's enterprise, network traffic is rarely limited to a predefined perimeter. Modern workloads typically require access to outside resources, but there may be compliance reasons to deny employees access to certain sites. In addition, companies want to block access to phishing sites and botnets, command and control servers. Even malicious websites may be used maliciously by, say, employees trying to exfiltrate sensitive corporate data. Secure web gateway protects companies from these threats. SASE vendors that offer this capability should be able to inspect encrypted traffic at the cloud scale, bundling SW software web gateway, secure web gateway within other network security services, improves manageability and allows for more uniform set of security policies. Zero trust network access. Zero trust network access allows enterprises granular visibility and control of users and systems accessing corporate applications and services. Zero trust is a relatively new approach to network security, and moving to a SASE platform could allow companies to get those zero trust capabilities. So when you say zero trust, meaning it should have inspection, it should have control, granular visibility to inspect the packet and see what kind of network, what kind of vulnerability is there, what kind of packet. So that is how it is allowed the access to the network. How to adapt to SASE. So enterprise will likely move to hybrid approaches first, with traditional networking and security systems handling pre-existing connections between data center and branch offices. SASE will be used to handle new connections, devices, users, and locations. SASE is not a cure for network and security issues, nor will it prevent future disruption, but it will allow companies to respond faster to disruptions or crisis and so minimize their impact on the enterprise. In addition, SASE will allow companies to better position to take advantage of new technologies such as edge computing, 5G, and mobile AI. So it's a Q&A session. Thanks all for joining. So now we can go for a question and answer session. Hi all, if you have any queries, please let me know. Hi Mohammed, I saw your query about comparing the VPN to SASE from the pricing point of view. Am I right? Okay, so if you compare traditional VPN or legacy VPN uh, 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 to the SASE VPN or SASE technology or solution. So SASE is purely based on subscription model. It's an OpEx based, and SASE is driven by SD-WAN in the backend. So it's totally different from the traditional VPN in the technology front. And when the pricing point of view, it is totally OpEx based, and so it is part of the SD-WAN solution itself. If you're going for your hub a location with a SD-WAN solution, so SASE is part of that license. It can be additional component as well, and it is negotiable as well. Hope I answered you. And okay, great. And coming to JC, what is an advantage of getting SASE from OmniCloud instead of other SASE providers? There are a lot of advantages when you go with OmniCloud SASE solution because we have the gateways and platforms all across the region, and so we can provide SASE gateways across region for the customers, and they can have multiple gateways connected at the same point of time, which is quite an advantage for the customer. Plus, they have a complete cloud access through the SASE to any public vendors like AWS, Azure, or Google, you name it, in this region, you get connected to the SASE. Hope I answered, JC, your question.
Thank you very much, Vidhu, for your wonderful insights. Can you expand a little bit more on SASE and how we provide it on a global level, or what differentiates us from the market right now?
Thanks, Yasmin, for your question. So to explain about OmniCloud's SASE solution, as I said, we are present globally, and this SASE solution is one of the, you can say it's a buzz in the market because of this pandemic situation. You know, everyone is working from home, right? Most of the companies and most of the corporate companies or enterprise companies working from home, all the employees. So they have to have a secure channel to communicate to their own network. So when it comes to the traditional VPN or remote access, you cannot say it is 100% secure, or there was no visibility for any kind of connectivity from the remote users. From when it comes to OmniCloud SASE, it has an end-to-end secure channel, and it is completely visible. Visibility is there end-to-end for their application access, and mainly targeting the cloud. As you see, the now every company is cutting down cost to move to cloud, and digital transformation is happening. So this SASE is a hybrid solution where it can be supported for on-prem as well as cloud. So it can operate from the cloud side or from the cloud end. Just we should have a SASE gateway, and basically the users get connected to that. So cloud become like a branch or a data center for the remote user, and the end-to-end channel is secured, and they have a faster access. And since what is the difference of OmniCloud SASE is we have a complete backbone structure built on MPLS all over the region. For the SASE users, we will take over the traffic over the MPLS and provide them the better performance and for their application access to their own network in the cloud. And we have a bigger, larger capacity in the cloud for all the public vendors, the cloud vendors. So the traffic will be going through the dedicated channel with a completely very lower latency with a higher performance. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vidu. We have one more question. Please, do you offer the edges to connect to all endpoints into your SASE service?
Uh, yeah, of course. See, mostly this SASE is client based, and or you can say as an agent based. So it is. This is for all the endpoints. You can have this service. Even for all the edge device, you can make it as a SASE gateway. That is the biggest advantage you have. It's not that you can only have it for the hub device. Even you can have it this for every edge device which you place in every branch or every cloud services, and you can run this as a gateway, SASE gateway in every point.
Okay,
Hope
thank
I
you. Do we
answered.
have one more question? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
If you can explain what's a SASE
SASE
service, you
service.
know?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Mohammed. So SASE service is, as I said, you can say it is moving from the traditional VPN technology towards cloud-based, you can say, secure access. You can say you can call it as a secure access to your own workloads or your own data center in a secure manner using SD-WAN as a technology. So as you know, people are moving into SD-WAN technology in the back end, and because of to have a centralized management service. So when you take SASE also, it's part of the SD-WAN where you get control on for all the SASE users in a centralized console in a single pane of glass. And it's again a remote access, but from basically you will install an client on any of the end user machine, and they'll be using this client to access their data center or their network or application through a secure path. And employer will, or the network administrators or system administrators have a complete access or visibility of what user is doing from the remote, and it is completely visible in the sense every packet or every application what is used by the users are visible, and they can protect their own assets or network based on the visibility. So this is what all about SASE, and it's having the ZTNA, you know, because world is moving towards cloud based, and you need to be secure enough to handle the cloud applications. So this is why the ZTNA comes in picture, where every packet is inspected, and then you get the access authorization to the assets. Hope I answered this. Okay, Jesse, I have another question. How will you connect cloud resources into the SASE platform? It's a very good question. So SASE itself, it's, you can say it's built for the cloud. So when you say how you get connected to the cloud is, as I said, OmniClouds SASE service is actually a part of our backbone and our part of our cloud connectivity. As I said, we have a very larger capacity connected to the cloud. So as soon as the customer gets connected to SASE client and to the data center, it will be connected to our backbone, which connects to the cloud. So we are connected to all the multi-cloud vendors. So basically, once you connected to the SASE client and to your data center or to directly to the cloud through OmniCloud's backbone cloud network. So that is very flexible and very, you can say, a faster way getting connected to the cloud in a secure channel using OmniCloud's SASE solution. I hope answered JC's question. Now I think Mohammed Adil, can cloud computing connects into SASE? Also, what sort of tool you offer for monitoring? Great question again. That's what I was pressing the word of visibility. So when you say SASE, you can run a cloud gateway, SASE gateway in the cloud, and it is completely visibility, end-to-end visibility is there because it comes with analytics. So you can know wow, how many users are connected, what the users are doing, what kind of application they're accessing, how long they're connected. A lot of information you get from that analytics, and there is no need of a third-party tool or a monitoring tool to be monitoring your remote users. It is part of the solution, by the way. I hope I answered your question as well.
Thank you very much, Vidhu. It's super nice to have somebody as knowledgeable as you with us on a webinar. Since you are at the back end and pretty much on ground level with your team, when you have had like a SASE operation already implemented, what feedback usually you get from your clients? Do you feel that they're quite knowledgeable about SASE and its availability, or do you find that there's an element of surprise? They're not completely sure what was there in the market for them, and OmniClouds kind of shed some light into that.
It's again a good question. Actually, as you know, market is moving towards cloud and SD-WAN technology. But as we speak, this pandemic situation, this COVID situation from last year, created a lot of awareness to the enterprise customers, even end users as well, that they have to be secured. Their asset has to be secured. Right before, if you talk about 2 years back, of course, SASE was not available. Only people were using normal traditional VPN, and they know what is the VPN does, right? But when we moved into SASE, there were a lot of questions came from my enterprise customers or end users when we went to go into the market, right? And they had awareness, not complete awareness, but they had few assumptions what a SASE is doing, but they were not completely aware what edge it can do. And based on OmniCloud SASE solution, mostly a lot of enterprise customers got surprised what level of features available in SASE, especially OmniCloud SASE. And they were some people were amazed as well that it is almost like a branch and branch office for a user. By the way, it's like as good as you're working from office. So we have the complete visibility, complete security. So this as answer to your question is, of course, you can say 50% of the customers were aware of the SASE solution, but 50% of the customers were unknown of what about the features of SASE. And based on our lot of meetings and kind of discussion with the customer, they came to know, and we did a lot of POCs to prove what is a lot of things are in the theory, but to prove them, we used to do the POC so that customers are convinced and very much happy about the solution. And we have done a lot of you can say remediated, fixed a lot of customers' issue with SASE solution, by the way, recently. That is a big achievement, you can say.
That's superb. Thank you very much, Vidhu. Thank you everyone for registering and attending this wonderful webinar. We will not take any more time from Vidhu's very, very precious time with us. As you know, he's our VP of Systems and Engineering, and having a session with him is truly a great pleasure for us. If you have any further questions, you can send them to marketing@omniclouds.com. You can see it on the chat to your right. The same session is going to be also uploaded on YouTube. You can see the whole thing for anybody who had any sort of connectivity issues. If you wish to get in touch for further questions or an assessment, how you can have SASE in your organization and how we can bring that OmniCloud's edge to your operations, please do get in touch. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much, Vidhu. Totally appreciate it.
Thank you all. Thanks for making this session successful, and we are ready to answer any queries in future as mentioned by Asmin. Thanks a lot to everyone. Thank you, Asmin, as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Take care.